Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Summon Nerds. We're back. I'm Evan.
And I'm Matt.
And today we're going to show you a quick game between Nikuyana, who I'm playing, at the Jungle Elves.
And Merrick of the Sand Cloaks.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, we're back after our little hiatus, so sorry this one took a while to put out, but we're planning on going strong over break, so.
Mm-hmm. And I really want to go first here, so I'm going to roll a big...
The starting positions here are... Noticeably, I mentioned
so I didn't go first.
I mentioned to Matt, they're like, the starting position is really good if you're the Sand Cloaks, and it's like alright if you're the Jungle Elves. There's a chance I could kill that Tinkerer, which would be great, because Tinkerers are just frustrating. But I can't really do anything about like the Hunter, and if he had gone first, he could have killed both hyenas pretty easily.
Yeah, I just have to get the 2 for 2, but I'd like to... The thing I was more interested in was keeping that Tinker alive. I really wanted to keep that Tinker because I don't really build them in the deck too often, so I want to just have
a Tinkerer on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to kill the Tinkerer for the same reason, and it's like I don't usually build that many hyena into my deck, so hyenas. So I wanted to be able to use their ability for once, because it's kind of rare that I get to do that, because they usually die pretty fast in the beginning, and then I don't have more.
Yeah, they do have a fun ability.
Oh, Matt showing his hand. Got a Hunter. Yeah. And a Scholar at a wall. Another Scholar.
Oh, and who's that? Who's
big Spider.
I really like Spider.
Yeah, it's your favorite champion.
Yeah. Such an interesting idea for an ability.
And it works really well in Merrick's deck.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, I've used it to great success in the past.
Yeah, this is a fun matchup, actually. Because the Jungle Elves are not known for having extremely tanky units. I mean, that's not how I think of them anyway. I don't usually think of them as like a tank deck. But with the Rhinos and the potential for Elephants, they can be. And Nikuyana is a fairly tanky summoner. Yeah,
Nikuyana is tough to bring down, has a great ability. He has access to some of the best commons in the game, probably.
And events. His events are solid. The events are comprehensive. They really cover a wide variety of possibilities and instances in which you could use them. Like, Turtle is useful in one instance, Cheetah is useful in another. You can combine them.
Yep.
It's just some good stuff. Obviously, Serpent is nice.
Yeah. The only thing to keep in mind is just that 2-space range he has with all his events.
Yeah. Yeah, either using him on himself or a unit within 2 spaces.
Yeah, and Lizard can even heal Nikuya himself.
I know. It's amazing. No, he has some shockingly good abilities. But it's interesting. He has a bunch of really good abilities, but like, for example, when you're playing Krusk, Mirage is just like an enormous card, like a card that can totally turn the tide of a game in one play, and everyone knows that. And I don't think he really has any of those.
No, yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, no, all his events are pretty much...
they're just kind of standardly good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, kind of in an interesting way, Merrick has like a similar style to her events. They're all just like nice powers that you can give your units.
Right.
So in a very similar... their event cards are actually sort of parallel.
Comparable there.
Yeah. Yeah, my hand, I missed exactly what was in it, but nothing really I wanted to use this turn, so... I actually noticed when I was editing this video, and I'll apologize for this now, that I tended to show my hand rather quickly and not give really enough time to totally go over everything in it. I apologize. If I'm being honest, my hand is not the most interesting thing in this particular game, so it wasn't too much to write home about, and it doesn't usually... I didn't hold on to things for a long time that I could then use against Matt at some secret point. It's kind of like he's, I think, trying to do with Spider here.
Yeah. Huge fan of Spider. I don't know if I can say that enough.
I think we covered it. He likes Spider pretty well. Yes.
Yeah, I like to run him up to the end of the board.
What's really nice with
Oh, see, I have some thieves too. Thieves
Yeah.
in the deck
Rich
for a
Beans.
similar thing. Want to get them up, steal a lot of cards. Work. So
Yeah.
I did it again.
He's an excited man.
Yeah.
About that spider. Well, spider is really just difficult to deal with the sand cloaks because you can give him like greater sneak and swift at the same time,
Yeah.
or something terrible like, or actually, as Matt really likes to do, you can give him escape, and then you can have him attack something and then escape him the last 2 spaces.
Yep.
That gives him pretty decent range of movement.
I did that in one of my games as Merrick against not with Spider, but I had thieves. I had one thief with Swift, who I also taught escape to, and but he had Swift under him, and then he ran up, and I couldn't attack anything, and I knew Joe was holding 1 card in his hand, and he had played in such a way that made it look like there was no way I could steal something. But I ran one of my thieves up, put another thief down, and it made it so I could actually attack one of my own cards 2 spaces away from the end of the board. Once I did that, thanks to the Swift and the escape that I taught that thief, and then I was able to steal that card.
Yeah, he kind
It
of
was a champion, so it was very game breaking.
he springboarded kind of off his own unit. It was nice
Yeah.
with that escape. So now because he did that, and we all remembered that, Joe and I remembered that very keenly because it was such a great move. We're pretty careful about that these days, trying to remember that escape can be used if you attack your own unit, or anything really.
Right.
You just got to be careful
As long as it has something that can
that it can
be
attack.
attacked.
So all right, let's see here.
The big events I like to draw with Merrick are the Mark Target and the Greater Sneak.
Yeah,
Mark Target, obviously, to take big whacks at the Summoners with units that would not normally have that extra die.
yeah. Mark Target's nice. It's a good choice. Somewhere in this game, yeah, it's right now. I had to get to the door and get a pizza. I apologize. There's this like nice big pizza box there. It doesn't stay in the way for long. Don't worry. But there are a couple small pauses where Matt leans over to get a piece, and I lean over to get a piece. We were hungry.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Matt's taking his turn. He's moving some stuff around.
See, I'm
Trying to play with the scholars.
not a big fan of my hand right now, just because I can't do anything with it. I can't do anything crazy with the thieves in my hand, and I don't want to get rid of the thieves either because I put 3 of them in here, so I don't want to discard them. So I have that kind of have a hand clog going on right now. I don't want to get rid of anything.
Yeah, trying not to get rid of stuff is difficult because, and that's actually like kind of what I've got going on here. So I'm just kind of trying to attack the wall with a big tank unit. Serpent, a few commons, but I don't want to play the commons because I don't want to waste the magic because I was trying to play a champion heavy deck, and I don't really need the commons right now because all that'll do is drain my magic and give him something else that he can attack. I'm just trying to keep Nakuya out of trouble, and I'm going to start whacking on the walls here pretty soon. I'm really what I want is for him to make the first move because I don't want to push into his territory and then have all of his great event abilities come out of nowhere and beat me up.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar spot because I don't want to run up there really right now with nothing because I can't do anything. I don't have commons that can take those commons really, unless I get the event abilities I need.
We ended up, we're both kind of playing on the defensive, which I didn't expect for either of these decks. But
No, these are not typical with either of them, but it's definitely interesting. We've never done this matchup before.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and that's the thing. With the champions, Nakuya, once a champion attacks Nakuya, he can almost instantly make it useless. With his
poison.
It's
true. With his poison, he can poison something. Yeah, there's Spider. Another Thief. Swift. Ooh, there we go. You're getting some silts.
Yep.
Yeah, Spider and silts. Man, solid.
Silts obviously is amazing because can take advantage of all that great movement potential while switching places with something in his way.
Yeah, you can, Swift or Greater Sneak with silts are just crazy.
And if Silts has marked target, talk to him or something, or you just put it under him. He has 3 attack, which is much better than 2 attack.
Yeah, 3 attack with 6 life is nice, and with almost unlimited movement potential.
Right.
He's a pretty scary one. So yeah, that's the thing. I was waiting for a once I got a champion that I felt could take a hit, and I think the only one I had in this deck was, gosh, I can't think of his name now. The champion that can take the animal abilities.
No, Juju Gara.
Juju Gara. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think I had Juju in this deck. I think my theme with the deck was animal commons and Juju Gara, and then I think I only built in 2 Jungle Shadows cards, and I think they were both champions, if I remember correctly. I put in Sitara and the Child, I think. But everything else was just a mix of Jungle Elf things. Because I realized as I was building his deck that the Juju Gara really becomes a powerful champion if you have a bunch of animals in your deck. And he doesn't, Nikuyina doesn't necessarily need anything from the Jungle Shadows. They're all fine, but they don't, the commons aren't like better than the Jungle Elf commons exactly in his deck. At least the way I was playing his deck. And then the champions are solid, but they don't have as much, they can't take as many hits as some of the Jungle Elf champions, so I decided to hold off until I could get Juju Gara out, and then I would push forward once I had him, but he wasn't coming up in my hand. And I just kind of kept discarding commons, and I was a little worried about that too, because I was worried I would run out of a particular animal.
Oh, yeah.
Drive it to extinction in my deck.
Right.
But then I wouldn't be able to use Juju Gara's ability with that particular animal, and that would be an issue. So I like, especially the elephants. I kept dropping elephants, and I thought I didn't put that many elephants in this deck.
Yeah, and the elephants are really nice with him.
Yeah.
And especially with Nikuya's events like Cheetah.
Yeah. All right, Thief, Swift. It's nice. Spider. Silts, and then it's
there we go.
Silts and another Thief. Yep, there we go. So Matt's drawn all his thieves.
Yeah, that's one of the issues I was talking about. I don't want to. Now I have all my thieves that came up at once, and I can't do anything with them.
Yeah, because you dropped a Thief there. That's your top card in your Magic. I'm assuming was a Thief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did get rid of one.
Up.
So I did have 7 Magic though, so I did bring out Silts.
Yeah, you got Silts out there in the front. I'm thinking
I wasn't happy about doing this, but I figured I could draw out some of that magic.
Yeah, he was hoping just to make it an even loss, I think, here, to make me lose as much magic as he lost. The thing is that I was really happy about this moment because he's pulling out Silts, who is a costly champion with 6 life, who I can either kill or cripple forever in 1 turn. And once I cripple him, maybe I even lose all 7 or whatever magic I have. I actually think I have a little more than 7. But if I lost every bit of magic I had, at the end of that turn, I still have all of the units that I summon, and they're all at pretty decent health. And he has Silts, who's either dead or so crippled it doesn't matter. So I'm very happy about this move. His moving first I felt him at a disadvantage. So let's see what I grab here.
And Silts moved up 3 spaces because I have a Swift under Merrick.
Yeah.
So I taught Silts how to do that. Like Silts didn't know, he hadn't learned that yet. So I
Hunter, Elephant, Spirit of the Serpent, Spirit of the Lizard, and then another event that I didn't see. But the important thing is Spirit of the Serpent and the Hunter. That's what I was like really waiting for. Spirit of the
some pizza.
Yeah. So you'll notice immediately what I just said was that I was happy about the Hunter for Spirit of the Serpent, and I put him too far away to use Spirit of the Serpent. We fixed that in a little while here. So I wasn't thinking about the spacing correctly. I was trying to figure out. I think I I think I had another idea for how I could maybe just do this to Silts, and then I could use Nakuya's ability for one wound that was a poison. But then I thought that, that's silly. I'll just summon a unit, and I ended up summoning an elephant here in a second when I get around to it. There we go, elephant. All right, so now I'm down to 4 or so magic, I think. That's fine, yeah. Serpent, I'm thinking hunter, and then Matt says no, 2 spaces, and I think, oh right, and then I'm like, what do I do? And I'm thinking I'll switch them real fast.
Yeah, because again, we allow for that type of thing to happen because
Yeah.
we didn't haven't done any attacking yet.
Yeah, nothing that couldn't have been reversed or foreseen. So hunter, and move the hunter in place.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know why you didn't use Nakuya's ability there.
I could have, but I was already using a hunter with 3 die, and I figured that would do enough poison, and I didn't want to waste another magic on the attack that was probably going to be fine. So I hit all 3 with the hunter, and that was very nice.
Yeah.
Because at this point you have to hit 6 to hurt me.
Right, but
And if I'd hit 2 like I was supposed to, it was 5 or 6. And I was thinking, like, 5 or 6 with Silts, okay, he hits maybe 1 more wound on Nakuya, who's still doing fine. I just wasn't all that worried about it. I didn't want to pay the magic. So now, yeah, I killed Silts. I got some nice rolls there. Especially from that hunter. That was big. That was big stuff. And managed to kill Silts. So now, Matt's out 7 magic. I'm still up to like 4 or 5 magic, and I have a bunch of units out. So I didn't lose anything really from that. Matt's hand's moving inhumanly fast there in the corner of the screen. So I got this thing.
Yeah, because I also wasn't too worried about, even though I like Silts a lot and he can have game-breaking abilities and things, I figured I had enough tricks in this deck just to take little pot shots at Nakuya all game.
Yeah.
And I wasn't and I have movement potential with everything else to just take whacks at him all game as long as I draw into the right stuff. But again, I'm not quite drawing what I want. I really wanted a hunter there, and then I was going to take some more shots at Nakuya, but I didn't get it. I have a bunch of thieves and a scholar. He's actually a gentleman and a scholar.
Oh my. Alright, here comes a thief. And this is good for Matt. This is a nice, yeah, he's going to take Swift off of Merrick there and put Escape on. Just going to try to get rid of a thief in a way that makes sense, in a way that helps him, and maybe take something useful from my hand, depending on what I have. I think I had a Spirit of the Lizard and a Spirit of the Turtle maybe in my hand were the 2 things I had.
Yeah, I think.
And honestly, my least favorite, it's like a really great card, but the one I'm most likely to drop to Magic, I think, in Nakuya is Spirit of the Lizard. Again, I know it's good, but because it costs magic and it's kind of situational, you have to have a unit that's hurt, that needs healing, and, I often just drop it to magic if it's clogging my hand. I think,
I'll do that, yeah. I'll do that too. I'll drop lizards and turtles. Those are the 2 I drop most frequently.
I mean, Cheetah's just such a powerful offensive move. Yeah. Serpent is a powerful offensive move. And in my thinking, if you have 4 magic to be, because I think it takes 4 magic to heal Nakuya, right?
Yeah.
If you have 4 magic lying around to heal Nakuya, you probably have 4 magic available to, for a common. If you probably have a common or 2 that can protect Nakuya, and then you have more stuff out on the board, you have more options later. I just prefer the commons to the healing.
Yeah.
Or a champion, perhaps, to the healing.
But the healing the champion is the stronger part of Lizard, because
Yes.
it only costs 1 to heal the champion.
I mean, that's definitely nice as well, but...
Yeah, it's essentially the chant of life.
But within 2 spaces.
Right. And they can't move.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just kind of thinking to myself, again, because you can't move, you can... If Nakuya is weak, you could summon some commons or a champion and move him out of harm's way. Or you could just heal him for a few.
Yeah.
And it takes a bunch of magic that you don't get back in any particular way. Yeah, I gave him a lizard.
Yeah. So I
With
stole
that.
that. I killed one of my own units to generate a magic, so I could escape with that thief. And so I did that there.
Yeah, and it worked well. I mean, me not having a lizard is better for Matt for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to get myself some magic.
Yeah.
And
get rid of
stealing a
that.
card is always beneficial.
Well, and your hand was clogged with thieves,
Yeah.
and you wanted to get rid of them, but not get rid of them by just tossing them away. Yeah, you wanted to actually use them, and so you made good use of what you had there. You noticed in my hand I had the child. I think the child is a really fun champion.
Oh yeah, actually, you mentioned you almost tossed the lizard when we were playing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just hold on to it because it turned out to be helpful.
Yeah, because I didn't have to get rid of my turtle, which I prefer. So that was nice because I almost tossed that lizard, like he said, which would have not been the end of the world, but it was just better to have a turtle in my hand for later than the lizard. So I'm just whacking on the walls a little bit, trying to choke off his summon spots and make sure he can't get anywhere near Nakuya.
Right, with a unit that's just really hard for me to kill with anything I have.
Yeah, especially when you can only attack it from one face. When you can only attack the rhinoceros from one side, you're not going to kill it in a turn.
Right.
And with its 2 attack, it will kill almost any of your units in a turn because sand cloak units are not usually real heavy on the HP.
Mm-hmm.
If you had like a bruiser, maybe.
Yeah.
That would be.
But what I just really wanted were some hunters, so I could take advantage of their copying ability.
Yeah.
Of each other, but I just haven't been drawing the hunters.
Yeah, having a bunch of hunters out is a great feeling.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. I haven't drawn that many event abilities or hunters. I drew all my thieves and champions. What I've been doing.
Yeah. What was your 3rd champion?
It's Violet.
Yeah.
Normally, I have Fink in there. I tried Violet out this time. I just really like Fink. Such a strong attack value, and with certain event abilities, he's really hard to just hit. Like, it's hard to reach Fink, and he can keep taking 3 die swings and everything.
Yeah, Fink is an incredible champion in her deck, but Violet's a fun choice with like Far Shot, and if you use Far Shot and Mark Target, for example, you can shoot through commons and all the way to a summoner, and I think, do you get the dice for that you attack the summoner on the commons?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm assuming you do because it's 1 attack. Violet's only meant to ever attack once.
Yeah, so and the other commons would, I think, also take the 3 die in the path of the summoner because they are affected by the same attack that you use on the summoner. So you can generate very easily a 6 die attack with her across the whole board.
Yeah.
She's just really a decent choice, and she doesn't cost very much.
No.
And you can move her around really fast in this deck. You can use Escape with her to keep her out of harm's way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a solid champion in this deck. But because you already had, and because you already had, actually this is because you already had silts. There's the child, a gorilla, lizard, jungle. Yeah. Because you already had silts in the deck, and Spider, having a low-cost champ wasn't a bad idea either.
Right.
But Fink is just, I think he's the only one in Merrick's deck who I just could not do without.
Yeah, Fink.
I don't know that I could make a deck without Fink. He's just so nice to have.
Well, yeah, normally, like I said, I would just not have Violet in there. But Violet does essentially what I wanted to do with Fink, so I was just trying her out.
There we go. Attack the wall. Yeah, I'm just forcing Matt into the position where he has to move. He has to make the aggressive play against my powerful stuff and my growing magic pile, because I know that when he makes the move, I have the advantage. So, sort of like with Silts, if I can get him to waste a powerful champion or a bunch of commons on my commons, then I've got a nice chance for a retaliatory strike that keeps me on top of the magic game.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because sometimes I build shamans and slayers into this deck, and I just didn't this time. I just wanted all those hunters, but I hadn't been drawing them, and in a situation like this, I feel like there's nothing I can do. And normally with this deck, I feel like I have like so many options all the time, and in this particular matchup here, I feel like I didn't have any. It
Yeah,
was
this
really
is
interesting.
Matt's specialty decks are Jexic and Merrick and Vlox to a lesser extent, but really the cloaks are his. They're his big faction, and this is uncharacteristic of him to not be doing as well as he normally does. Like, just for your information, I'm always on my back foot when he's the cloaks. It's always a tense game, like Jexic versus Endrick, which we played earlier. You know, I'm always on the defensive, and it's always scary and it's tense. And if I win, it's through a clever counterplay that he didn't see coming, maybe. But you know, this is unusual. So I've got the child out and I'm moving him up. And here I am blocking off all the summoning points. I'm proud of this move.
Right. Yep. And the child was turtled there, so that is a very interesting champion choice. I actually really like the child because of that additional movement. And in this case, the child having 5 health and turtled is a big problem for me because my summoner, as you can see now, has nobody to defend her, and with the threat of that super movement from the child, and most of Nakuya's commons being within 2 spaces at this point, and one of my walls just got shot down. Things are not looking good here. I can't even even if I were to attack the child and do well, if I didn't kill the child can just take its turn and then go back. I accomplished nothing by attacking the child anyway.
Yeah, unless you kill it.
Yeah.
And he's only got 1 space now he can summon from. And he could attack Nakuya from that space, but what's the worst he could do? A marked target Fink with 4 die, which would be like a bummer for sure, but he can't kill me with that. So, yeah, there we go. There's Spider coming out.
So Spider's coming out to do what he doesn't like to do, just attack. He wants to run around the board and cause little wounds that way and force positioning.
Yeah.
From the opponent in a certain way, but now I'm just using him as a 6 health to attack champion, which he can do.
I mean, he's great for his cost in that regard still, but it's not how you'd prefer to use him, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, this is not a great position for Matt. I've also got just like a bunch of commons out on the board, and he kind of it's hard right now for him to focus on my commons and my champion because he's got to worry about where this game is going, and his best option is really just try to kill Nakuya quickly or hurt Nakuya a lot, and then he can assassinate Nakuya if I try to pull him back with some clever sand cloak things. Yeah. But if he tries to focus on my commons, I'll just keep getting more because I've still got magic. Or if he tries to focus on the child, like he said, I could either just pull him back in my hand if he doesn't kill him, or if he kills him, like, big deal, he only cost 4, and I'll just move in with my other units.
Mm-hmm. And the child has that turtle on him right now.
So yeah, you'd have to roll really well to kill the child right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is
So I'm not entirely sure what I just gave Spider there. We'll find out.
And so he moved up, and I actually don't know that I love where you just moved because you blocked your only summon spot.
Yeah.
It keeps you out of the range of the Rhino.
It opens up the summon points if you want to attack me. So
yeah.
Well, I needed to get. There's nothing to do here other than attack with these units. And with Merrick having escape on her.
Yeah. The escape. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about the escape. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for Matt, Merrick is now in a rough spot because where she was, I could only hit her from 2 sides, but now, unless I had a cheetah, but now I can hit her from 3 sides because the child can move behind her, and the elephant can now attack, and Nakuya can attack. And I have a Spirit of the Serpent somewhere, or yeah. Mm-hmm. Jungle actually is what I have. I think I have Spirit of the Jungle, so I can grab back my Serpent.
Yeah, my thought process here was just hopefully survive this turn and get nice rolls on Nakuya if he wants to join the fight here, because he is in kill range.
Yeah. I think I also put my second turtle on Nakuya this turn. Yeah. So here we go. Yeah, Serpent and Turtle is going to come down as well. And so he's just hard to kill now, and I feel like and now I've got the Child, Nakuya, Elephant. It's 8 die to hit 5. That's good odds.
Yeah.
And at the, worst case scenario, I do a bunch of damage to a weak summoner, and I've got like Spirit of the Cheetah for later for when I want to attack.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, right, like I said, my only hope here was surviving this, summoning the unit, and going all in to try and get those last 4 on a turtle Nakuya. But that was game. So
Yep.
Yeah.
It was an uncharacteristic game from Matt. We'll see some more great cloaks play from him in the future, but this game was nice to see Nakuya's deck do well. We haven't played him yet, so that's fun.
Yeah, he typically always does well when he's playing.
Yeah.
He's very good. But he's really fun to use as well. Very fun, hard-hitting team. I love poisoning and everything.
All right, I think that's pretty much it for the end here. I think Matt's looking to see where his hunters were.
Yeah, I drew 1 early and discarded it, and there's my yeah. Here they come.
Yeah.
There's
Wow, that 3 in a row.
Yeah, there's 3 in a row there at the bottom.
All right, thanks, ladies and gentlemen. SummoNerds signing out.
SummoNerds out. Till next time.